Hey, what's going on, everyone? I'm doing another video. It is Monday, April 27th. I can't believe it's still April. I know I haven't been posting. I have been traveling, but I already stated that at the beginning of I need to kind of break through um, that stopping point, or just that point where I get too worked up and I kind of overcomplicate things and I just end up not doing it. So it is something that I am trying to work on, but I don't have sometimes I just don't have a lot to share. And it's funny, it's not until I start talking, things start to kind of come into my head of things I would like to communicate. So I just need to start with that, even if it's like 30 seconds of just saying, hey guys, I'm tired, but I just want to check in with you guys. This is what happened today. That's all I have. Great. But usually, most of the time, as soon as I get going, I can kind of talk for it's been around 10, 11 minutes that I've been doing these videos. So, anyways, just want to give you guys some heads up. I am still a work in progress, but I have been traveling. I was in Houston, which you guys knew about. And then I had a quick trip in St. Louis, and that was interesting. Um, but yeah, through the traveling, what I was able to gain is so when I travel, because if you guys have seen my other videos, I have a work phone and I have a home phone, and my home phone is basically just a simple flip phone. So around 4 o'clock during the weekday, I will put my iPhone, which is kind of my work phone, to on focus mode. And basically I only get maybe the key alerts that maybe I need to attend to. But for, say my family, if they need to reach out to me or send me a text, they know to reach out to me to my home phone, along with my friends and partners. So, it's good to know that they have both abilities to reach me, because I say usually most of the time I will have my iPhone, but I've noticed, like, past 4 o'clock when I go say to fill up my gas or go run errands, I will intentionally leave my phone at home and bring my home phone, my personal cell phone. Now there's limitations there because that's where I listen to my music. So now I need to figure out ways to resolve that. And part of that was just bringing my phone, but just, again, keeping it on focus. So I think focus mode is something that I'm going to start focusing more on, as far as being more intentional with the notifications that are coming through. Again, I think the separation is still key, because it is very easy to just have your phone in front of you and then just quickly kind of sidetrack. So having that flip phone with you is good for me, because it doesn't allow me to kind of go down that road. So during my travels, I did bring my work phone, which is my iPhone, because I need to be in contact with people of work, family, friends, and I need GPS, I need emails to pull up itineraries, all that. So that's where technology really kind of comes in handy. I have my laptop, but having it on my phone, especially at an airport, it's key. But what I wanted to start doing is, okay, I'm not going to spend so much time on TikTok, because I've been looking at the hours in the past that I've been on certain apps. YouTube's up there because I watch a lot of long form content, but TikTok was also high up there as well too. And I've just been noticing now times when I do go on TikTok, it's about 10 minutes, I start to realize I'm seeing a lot of the same stuff. And I'm scrolling through a lot of content, and like my mind's not really absorbing too much. it's not really absorbing anything of substance. And I think that's just, kind of how those apps work. They just want to keep you involved, keep you on the app, keep your attention, and find something that eventually will keep you watching it for longer. But I'm starting to see a little bit more behind the curtain of like really where my mind is going. And the one thing that I'm really starting to hate is the videos that don't complete. They have part one, part two, part three, part four. And it could be something that I'm very much interested in, but if it doesn't have like a beginning, middle, and end in the first video, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole of finding the part two, the part three, and it kind of leaves me like disappointed because I invested maybe 2 minutes of watching a video, hoping to come to a conclusion, and it doesn't. And sometimes even I search for that conclusion and there's no video, and sometimes it's completely made up and false. And then even the science technology videos that I used to like, I'm just realizing if they have like 2,000 views or maybe like 2,000 likes, should I say, and it's this big UFO, alien conspiracy, or space science breakthrough, and it's only getting small amount of attention, I'm probably saying they're just doing this for hype. And I get it. I get the game. I'm just not going to participate in it. And I'm doing that less frequently. And even at night, I'm trying to be more intentional at home, but also when I'm at the hotel of like, yeah, I'll give myself some time on TikTok, excuse me, to just see what's out there, see what's new, because there are some stuff that pop up that is kind of news and noteworthy. But past that 10-minute point, I'm just mindlessly swiping through it. So that's where I learned to kind of just pause, put it away. I'm trying to read more content, but being out on the road, it's a little bit tough to watch TV, or I'm trying to stick to just something simple as like just watching like the NBA playoffs. But even TV, I'm trying to not focus too much more on screens. So I'll usually listen to a podcast. Sometimes I'll watch it, but I usually like to listen to it. And when I'm traveling, usually by the end of the night after I'm done eating, it's like 8 or 9 p.m. I'm pretty much ready for bed. So that's when I'll start kind of winding down. So it's not like I have this 3-4 hour gap where I'm just doing nothing. The day quickly, comes to an end as soon as I get home now, or get to the hotel. Now, when I get home, I notice I have a lot more free time just because I'm here. I get off work and I'm here. Today, I am working remotely at my office and finishing up the photography edits that I had at the show in St. Louis. But yeah, at 4 o'clock, when I put it on focus mode, I have about 6 hours to do things. That's might be cooking, which I've been a little bit more attentive to. It's cleaning, it's reading, it's watching full content. And what I mean by that is like, I'll maybe listen to a news podcast, but it'll be an hour long, and it won't be like every day I'm listening to it, because I notice even that things start to become repetitive. But I like the idea that I can kind of just sit and rest with a full show or something tangible that I can read, or maybe an album I can listen to. So there are other ways that I'm trying to manage my time without being on my phone, but you quickly realize a lot of your downtime I've been spending on my phone. And that might be at restaurants, that might be here at home, that might be at the park, or me walking the dog. I know when I walk Trixton, sometimes I'm on my phone and I'm kind of cycling through things, and it's giving me a lot more clarity. Now, anxiety and stress, I feel like that's kind of helped, but I feel there are a lot more things added, a lot more things that are kind of involved into maybe times I feel a little bit on edge or anxious. But I know technology was one of that. It's something like I need to know, I need to learn. If I'm not doing anything, if I'm not watching anything, I'm going to be left out. And I'm trying to break that cycle, that habit, that mindset, that obsession, and just really focus on the here and now. And I'm making more phone calls to friends and family, which have been nice, and something very abnormal for all of us, but we have stories to share, and rather than just share it on TikTok or on YouTube, might as well call someone. I sent out the letters with the pictures, gotten some feedback, good feedback as far as like, loving it, but it's great, and it was funny. It's like, I don't want to own too much on like that instant gratification. So I told him, you don't need to call me, you don't need to text me when you receive something from me, but what would be great is if you send a letter back. Just because I think that defeats the purpose. If I wanted to send you a message, a heartwarming message with a little bit more substance, I want to take the time to curate that, send it, them read it, and then have a reply, rather than, if it's something immediate I need to know, I'm just going to text them or I'm just going to call them. So it's funny how that kind of slowly can turn into an immediate gratification type thing of something simple as letters. I will also say, so as you can tell right now, things are coming up that I can kind of now start speaking about. Physical health has been interesting. I've been dealing with a lot of back issues right here on my back right shoulder. I think it is from carrying all my equipment and all the traveling that I've been doing, and on different hotel beds, sleeping and sitting on an airplane for 2-3 hours at the airport, and then just walking around. I shared with you the shoes that I wear when I go out, and tremendous help. But my posture, the way that I carry a lot of weight on my back and shoulders, it's not helping. And I think it really kind of pinched something or whatnot. But I woke up in the middle of the night, and it was like a very sharp pain, and it was very hard for me to breathe. And it wasn't one of those things where like you could feel a knot and it kind of relieved some pain, or like if you kind of position your back a certain way, I couldn't find it, which made it that much more I don't know, just painful and more just like of a concern. So ended up getting kind of somewhat of a foam roller, and that's helping me. It's stretching my lower back, and I'm starting to feel where maybe that pressure is coming in from. But nothing to learn or gain from that, other than I am trying to better my posture, and it's these things as you get older. And I'm only 37, so anyone that's older than me, I know that's still relatively young, but there is like that 35 age range that you start to notice that those slow little things that take a little bit longer to recover from. And it's these trips that I used to be constantly just like on the move, on the go, can really do a ton of things all in one day. Now I'm slowed down, and I love to be on the road, and I still do. I love to travel, but now when I'm traveling, it's like I just want to get back home, because I know that's where I can really get the most rest. But now you're adding in medication that you need to stay on top of, that I need to stay on top of when it comes to diabetes, which, by the way, my sensor did, they accepted my defected sensor that came off, which had like 6 more days available on it. That's the only issue I have with the sensor, is that the adhesive doesn't stay on. Anyways, they have a program where if you keep the box, which I do, and say it does fall off or sometimes it just dies, you can go on their website and ask for a new device because it's defective. And you just have to have it, because they might say, hey, can you ship it to us for validity? And that makes sense. But it does save money because, again, those things are not cheap. And so when I lose one in like 5 days, it's like, well, I'm going to have to buy more. And, they're, with insurance, they're about $90 for 3, and one lasts about 15 days. But it's very rare they'll stick with me for 15 days. It's about, I would say, 10 to 12 days. So I give them a little pass, because I do live a very active lifestyle. But if I could just get rid of the sensor altogether, that'd be nice. But then that means I would have to go back to pricking. But ate a lot of good food on my trips. And good thing is that if I eliminate breads for most of my diet, I know that's kind of my Achilles heel, which I wasn't aware of. But like bread on a burger, bread on a sandwich, toast, biscuits, those things will spike my blood sugar very sharply. But the nice thing is now it won't stay, when it spikes high, it won't stay high. It will quickly shoot back down, which is good. So, well, that's what I'll share with you guys today. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to do the same thing. Again, I was like, I have nothing to share, but I know I have a feeling as soon as I start sharing, I can kind of go on. So this is probably my longest video that I've done so far. So again, not doing it for money, just doing it to help me and better communicate my thoughts in front of the camera, in front of people. But hopefully you guys can take away some things. And if, again, something connected with you that maybe you share the same experience with me, let me know. And I'd love to kind of talk more about that. But to speak about the talking in front of the camera thing. So one thing I'd like to share, and I'll end it with this, I promise, is that when I was out in St. Louis, my flight was delayed, so I wasn't able to get an interview from a team member that I wanted to get. So I had a lot of time available, so I was like, well, I've done one of these before, but might as well get in front of the camera again. And sure enough, that time was a lot easier than I remembered the last time, just because I think I was talking kind of like how I'm talking right now, and sure, there's a lot of little hiccups in the words that I say and how I say it. So I'm trying to work on that as well. But it felt more fluid and easier and not as rigid. So I thought that was a positive thing of like, I really feel like this helps me just focus in on certain ideas and thoughts, still all over the place in my videos, but I'm starting to kind of find my voice, my rhythm, my style. I still use my hands a lot, and for some people that might be distracting, so maybe I'm not going to show my hands anymore. I think what worked last time was I was holding shoes, and so holding on to something maybe might be more helpful. So anyways, good takeaways when it comes to doing simple things like this. So I encourage you guys, if you're a little bit shy, just to start doing something simple as this. And again, no one's gonna watch probably my first 100 videos, but who knows? I'm just here to just share my experiences with you guys. So till the next video, I'll see you guys later.